Aboard the spaceship Odyssey, I, Communications Officer Amanda Blake, sat hunched over my console, scanning the endless void of space. The Odyssey, a vessel of exploration and discovery, was home to a diverse crew, human and orc alike, each dedicated to unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos. As I sifted through the cosmic noise, a faint signal caught my attention. It was unlike anything I had encountered before, a distress signal of unknown origin, weaving an eerie, haunting melody that resonated through the ship's speakers. The melody was captivating yet disconcerting, a siren's call from the depths of space. The signal's coordinates led to an uncharted sector, a region of space not mapped by any known civilization. The Odyssey's bridge was bathed in the glow of starlight as Captain Marcus Reynolds and the crew gathered to discuss our next course of action. Lieutenant Drog, an orc and the first officer, voiced his concerns. "This could be a trap," he growled, his deep voice echoing in the hushed bridge. Drog, a seasoned warrior turned explorer, was not easily rattled, but the unknown nature of the signal had put everyone on edge. Despite the apprehensions, Captain Reynolds made the decision to investigate. There could be survivors out there, or knowledge yet to be discovered, he declared, his eyes reflecting the determination that had made him a respected leader among both humans and orcs. The crew prepared for the unknown journey ahead, a mix of excitement and fear palpable in the air. As the Odyssey charted a course for the mysterious signal, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being drawn into something far beyond our understanding. As we ventured deeper into the uncharted sector, the signal grew stronger, its melody haunting us day and night. The Odyssey's crew moved with purpose, checking and rechecking our systems, ensuring we were prepared for whatever lay ahead. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. The unexplored star system loomed ahead, a canvas of darkness dotted with distant stars. The source of the signal was near, a mystery waiting to be unraveled. But as we drew closer, an unsettling feeling gripped me. We were about to uncover secrets hidden in the fabric of space, secrets that perhaps were never meant to be discovered. As the Odyssey journeyed deeper into the uncharted sector, the mysterious distress signal became increasingly potent, its eerie melody a constant presence in the ship. Captain Marcus Reynolds, a man of action and decisiveness, stood at the helm, his gaze fixed on the star-studded void ahead. Lieutenant Drog, the orc first officer, continued to express his reservations. "We should proceed with caution," he advised, his warrior instincts on high alert. His imposing figure, usually a symbol of strength and confidence, was tense with anticipation of the unknown. The crew's apprehension was palpable, a mix of fear and intrigue filling the air. As the ship's communications officer, I felt a deep sense of responsibility. It was my discovery that had set us on this path, and the weight of the unknown bore heavily on me. Despite the growing unease, Captain Reynolds remained resolute in his decision to investigate. There could be lives at stake, he reminded us, or new knowledge to be gained. We can't ignore this call. We prepared for whatever lay ahead, checking our equipment and fortifying the ship's systems. The atmosphere aboard the Odyssey was one of tense preparation, each crew member acutely aware that we were venturing into uncharted territory. As we approached the coordinates of the signal, the desolate beauty of the star system unfolded before us. It was a haunting vista of distant stars in dark space, untouched by the passage of time or the presence of known civilizations. Our sensors were on high alert, scanning for any signs of life or technology. The signal was now stronger than ever, guiding us to its mysterious source. The closer we got, the more the Odyssey's systems began to show signs of malfunction. Lights flickered, screens glitched, and a sense of unease grew among the crew. "Stay sharp, everyone," Captain Reynolds ordered, his voice steady despite the growing tension. We don't know what we're dealing with. We were explorers, venturing into the unknown, driven by a mix of duty and curiosity. The Odyssey, a vessel of discovery, was about to uncover a mystery that lay hidden in the depths of space, a mystery that had called out to us with a ghostly, haunting signal. The Odyssey's journey into the heart of the uncharted star system was both awe-inspiring and foreboding. As we approached the source of the distress signal, the desolation of the surrounding space became increasingly apparent. This was a forgotten corner of the galaxy, untouched by the familiar signs of civilization. The signal led us to a mysterious spacecraft, ancient and enigmatic, adrift among the stars. Its design was unlike anything we had seen before, with smooth, curved surfaces and cryptic symbols etched along its hull. It seemed to belong to a bygone era, a relic of a long-lost civilization. As we neared the ghostly vessel, the Odyssey's systems began to falter inexplicably. Consoles flickered, navigation systems glitched, and a sense of dread settled over the crew. "What's happening to the ship?" Maya, one of the engineers, called out, her voice tinged with alarm. Captain Reynolds, maintaining his composure, ordered a cautious approach. "Prepare for a potential boarding operation," he instructed, his eyes never leaving the view of the mysterious ship on the main screen. Lieutenant Drog, alongside a team of human and orc crew members, readied themselves for the exploration of the ghost ship. Despite his earlier apprehensions, Drog's face was set in a mask of determination, the warrior spirit within him rising to the challenge. I, Amanda Blake, was tasked with joining the boarding team to investigate the source of the signal. The prospect of stepping onto a ship that had been lost in time was both thrilling and terrifying. As we docked with the ancient spacecraft, a heavy silence enveloped us. The airlock doors hissed open, revealing the interior of the ghost ship. It was eerily preserved, as if its crew had simply vanished. The corridors were shrouded in darkness, save for the occasional flicker of failing lights. Our lights pierced the gloom as we cautiously moved through the ship. The walls were adorned with strange symbols and art, depicting scenes of a civilization that was both advanced and mysterious. In the ship's command center, we found a logbook, its pages filled with writings in an unknown language. The entry spoke of a great exodus and a journey across the stars. It was a tantalizing glimpse into the past, a story waiting to be unraveled. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. The ghost ship was a time capsule, a remnant of a forgotten era. As we delved deeper, the sense of unease grew. We were walking in the footsteps of those who had come before us, uncovering the secrets of a civilization that had once reached for the stars but had somehow been lost to the annals of time. The interior of the ancient spacecraft was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, shrouded in shadows and silence. As we, the boarding team of the Odyssey, including myself, Communications Officer Amanda Blake, and Lieutenant Drog, cautiously navigated through the ghost ship, a sense of history enveloped us. The air was stale, heavy with the weight of untold stories. Our lights cast eerie shadows on the walls, illuminating the cryptic symbols and intricate artwork of the ship's interior. These depictions hinted at a civilization that was both technologically advanced and steeped in rich cultural heritage. The corridors seemed to stretch endlessly, leading us deeper into the heart of the vessel. In what appeared to be the ship's command center, we came across a logbook. The pages were filled with writings in an unknown script, alongside detailed illustrations that suggested a narrative of exploration and perhaps escape. Lieutenant Drog, his interest piqued despite the looming unease, examined the drawings closely. "There's a story here," he muttered, "a tale lost to the stars." As we delved deeper, a pervasive sense of mystery gripped us. It was as if the ghost ship was a puzzle, waiting to be solved. The haunting melody of the distress signal, which had led us to this forsaken place, resonated through the empty halls, a constant reminder of our mission. The ship was eerily preserved, as if its crew had simply vanished into thin air. Personal effects lay undisturbed. Control panels still glowed with faint light. It was a snapshot of a moment in time, frozen and untouched. We discovered a chamber adorned with what appeared to be star maps and astronomical instruments. The maps charted courses across unexplored regions of space, suggesting that this ship was an explorer, much like the Odyssey. Amidst the exploration, a growing sense of unease began to take hold. The ship felt alive in a way that sent shivers down our spines. It was as if the walls whispered secrets of a forgotten past, secrets that were not ours to know. As we regrouped to share our findings, the lingering question remained: what had happened to the crew of this ancient vessel? The mystery deepened with every chamber we uncovered, every symbol we decoded. This ghost ship was a relic of a bygone era, holding answers to questions we had yet to fully comprehend. The exploration of the ghost ship was more than a mission. It was a journey into the unknown, a venture into the history of a civilization that had once reached for the heavens but was now nothing more than a whisper among the stars. Back on the Odyssey, the atmosphere had shifted from one of scientific curiosity to mounting apprehension. The crew, myself included, could not shake off the feeling that our exploration of the ghost ship had awakened something. Odd occurrences began to happen aboard both the Odyssey and the ancient spacecraft, like tools moving on their own and shadows fleeting in the corners of our vision. Lieutenant Drog, ever the pragmatic warrior, was the first to voice his concern. "There's an unease in the air, a feeling we're not alone," he said gravely. His instincts, honed in battle, were alert to the unseen presence that seemed to permeate through the cold metal of the ships. The rest of the crew shared similar sentiments. Whispers of apparitions in the corridors and unexplained malfunctions in the ship's systems added to the growing tension. It was as if the ghost ship had cast a spectral pall over the Odyssey, a haunting that defied explanation. As we continued to decipher the logbook from the ancient ship, the pieces of a tragic story began to fall into place. The civilization that had built the ghost ship was advanced and prosperous, but they had faced an insurmountable catastrophe. The cryptic symbols and haunting melodies were their legacy, a lament for their lost world. The signal, which had led us to this forsaken corner of space, seemed to carry the sorrow and desperation of a dying race. It was a distress call that had transcended time, reaching out across the stars for aid that never came. Our exploration had taken on a new dimension. It was no longer about scientific discovery, but about understanding the fate of a civilization that had vanished into the annals of history. The ghost ship was their mausoleum, a monument to their existence and their unspoken horror. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. As night fell on the Odyssey, the sense of an unseen presence grew stronger. The boundary between the past and the present seemed to blur, with the echoes of the ancient civilization resonating within the walls of our ship. We were connected to their story, entwined in their fate, and as we delved deeper into the mystery, we realized that some secrets of the cosmos were shrouded in shadows, never meant to be uncovered. As the Odyssey drifted alongside the ghost ship, our investigation uncovered more about the ancient civilization that had crafted such a marvel. My efforts as the communications officer were pivotal in deciphering the logbook we had found. The more I translated, the clearer the picture became of a people who had reached for the stars, only to be met with a calamity beyond their control. The civilization had been thriving, their technology far surpassing what we knew. They had explored vast regions of space, establishing colonies and making groundbreaking discoveries. However, their log spoke of a mysterious event, an encounter with something in the depths of space that spelled their doom. Their distress signal, the haunting melody we had followed, was a final plea for help, a message sent out into the void as their civilization crumbled. The melody was not just a signal, it was a requiem for their lost world, infused with their collective sorrow and regret. Meanwhile, strange occurrences continued to plague the Odyssey. The equipment malfunctioned for no discernible reason, and several crew members reported seeing ghostly figures wandering the ship. It was as if the ancient ship's presence had awakened echoes of the past, blurring the lines between reality and illusion. Lieutenant Drog remained vigilant, his instincts on high alert for any threat. The Orc officer, with his keen senses and warrior's intuition, was a reassuring presence amid the growing unease. Our journey took a significant turn when the source of the signal was finally located. It was emanating from a hidden chamber within the ancient ship, a room sealed off from the rest of the vessel. With a mixture of anticipation and dread, we prepared to access the chamber, unaware of the revelations that awaited us. The Lost Civilization story was a tapestry of triumph and tragedy, a narrative that spanned millennia. As we delved deeper, uncovering their history, we couldn't help but feel a connection to these long-gone explorers. Their aspirations and fears mirrored our own, a reminder of the fragility and resilience of civilizations reaching out into the unknown realms of space. The hidden chamber in the ancient spacecraft was a revelation in itself. As Lieutenant Drog and I cautiously entered, our lights revealed a room filled with advanced technology, far beyond what we had ever encountered. In the center of the chamber, a stasis pod hummed with a faint energy, the source of the distress signal we had been following. The pod was a marvel of engineering, its surface etched with the same cryptic symbols that adorned the rest of the ship. Inside, we found the last survivor of the ancient race, a being whose appearance was both alien and hauntingly beautiful. It was clear that they had been in stasis for millennia, a lone sentinel of a forgotten civilization. With the life support systems of the pod failing, the ancient being stirred to consciousness. Their eyes, filled with the wisdom of ages, met ours. In those final moments, they imparted a warning, a message about a cosmic entity that had been the downfall of their civilization. This entity, they explained, was a malevolent force that consumed life, an unstoppable horror that lurked in the depths of space. The being's voice was weak but filled with urgency. They spoke of the entity's awakening, triggered by our presence, and implored us to flee before it was too late. With their final breath, the ancient being passed away, the last of their kind, leaving us with a dire warning and a mystery that spanned the stars. The revelation sent shockwaves through the crew of the Odyssey. The entity, a threat beyond our comprehension, was now in imminent danger. We had unwittingly awakened a force that had brought an entire civilization to its knees. Lieutenant Drog, ever the warrior, prepared for the defense of the Odyssey. "We must stand ready," he declared, his voice resolute in the face of this new threat. "Whatever this entity is, we will face it together." The crew of the Odyssey, humans and orcs alike, rallied to Lieutenant Drog's call. We had ventured into the unknown in search of knowledge and discovery, but what we had found was a warning from the past, a testament to the dangers lurking in the unexplored corners of the galaxy. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. As we left the chamber, the weight of our discovery hung heavily upon us. The Odyssey, a vessel of exploration, had become a beacon in a story that spanned millennia, a tale of an ancient civilization and a cosmic horror that now threatened to engulf us all. The gravity of the ancient being's warning weighed heavily on us as we returned to the Odyssey. The atmosphere on the ship shifted from one of intrigue and discovery to a palpable sense of foreboding. The entity, a malevolent force that had lain dormant for eons, was now stirred by our presence. Soon after our return, the Odyssey began to experience unexplained phenomena. Shadows moved with a life of their own, and an unnerving chill permeated the ship. Crew members reported feeling watched, hearing whispers in empty corridors. It was as if the entity was already aboard, infiltrating our minds in the very walls of the spaceship. Lieutenant Drog, taking command in Captain Reynolds' absence, organized the crew into defensive positions. "We're dealing with something beyond our understanding," he announced, his voice echoing in the silent bridge. "Stay alert and trust in your training." The entity made its presence known in a terrifying display of power. Lights flickered erratically as a wave of energy surged through the ship. The Odyssey's systems began to malfunction, and a sense of panic gripped the crew. We were facing an adversary that defied physical form, an ancient horror that fed on life itself. The entity's manifestations became more aggressive, attacking crew members and wreaking havoc on the ship's systems. We fought back as best we could, but our conventional weapons seemed ineffective against the spectral foe. Lieutenant Drog led the defense against the entity's manifestations, rallying the crew with his battle-hardened prowess. Despite the fear and uncertainty, the crew of the Odyssey stood united, humans and orcs side by side, facing an enemy that threatened to consume us all. As we battled the entity, the lines between reality and nightmare blurred. The ship became a battleground between the living and an ancient force that sought to extinguish the light of life. Amidst the chaos, we fought not only for our survival but also for the legacy of the ancient civilization that had fallen victim to this cosmic horror. The Odyssey, once a symbol of exploration and discovery, was now a fortress in the void, holding out against an enemy as old as time itself. We stood together, our resolve unbroken, in the face of a darkness that sought to envelop us in its cold embrace. In the midst of the turmoil aboard the Odyssey, as we grappled with the entity's malevolent assaults, a surprising discovery offered a glimmer of hope. During a sweep of the ghost ship, Lieutenant Drog and a team of our crew stumbled upon a group of orc survivors from a destroyed spaceship who had been hiding in the ancient vessel. The orcs, led by Captain Grishnak, were battle-weary but resilient. They shared their harrowing tale of how they too were lured by the ghost signal, only to encounter the same cosmic entity that now plagued us. Their ship had been torn apart by the entity, leaving them stranded and fighting for survival. Captain Grishnak, a formidable figure with a deep, commanding voice, spoke of their struggles against the entity. "We thought we were prepared for any danger," he said, his eyes reflecting the hardship they had endured. "But this was beyond our comprehension. The revelation that we were not alone in our fight against this ancient horror brought a renewed sense of purpose. The orcs' knowledge of the entity, though limited, was invaluable. They had observed its patterns and behaviors, information that could give us an edge." Lieutenant Drog, recognizing the importance of unity in the face of a common enemy, extended an offer of alliance to the orc survivors. "Together, we stand a better chance against this entity," he proposed, a sentiment echoed by nods of agreement from our crew. The orcs accepted, and a fragile alliance was formed aboard the Odyssey. Humans and orcs, once unlikely companions, now stood together united against a threat that transcended our differences. It was a testament to the enduring spirit of cooperation and the will to survive against all odds. Working together, we fortified our defenses and shared resources. The orcs brought a different perspective, their experiences adding to our understanding of the entity. As we joined forces, a sense of camaraderie developed, born out of necessity and mutual respect. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. In the face of adversity, the Odyssey became a beacon of unity, a place where two races, human and orc, put aside their differences to confront a shared enemy. Our story had become one of collaboration and resilience, a fight not just for survival, but for the bond that had formed between us in the darkest of times. The newfound alliance between the human crew of the Odyssey and the orc survivors, led by Captain Grishnak, brought a ray of hope amidst the darkness that enveloped us. Our combined efforts focused on understanding the entity and devising a plan to combat it. The ghost ship, with its advanced technology and the secrets it held, became the center of our operations. Rax, the Orc engineer and a key member of Captain Grishnak's crew, joined forces with Amanda Blake and the Odyssey's engineering team. Together, they delved into the ancient ship's technology, seeking ways to harness its power against the entity. The technology was complex and alien, but Rax's unique perspective and the Odyssey crew's expertise gradually unraveled its mysteries. As we worked, the entity continued its relentless assault, breaching the Odyssey's hull and causing severe damage. Its manifestations became more frequent and aggressive, a clear indication that it was aware of our efforts to oppose it. The ship shuddered under its attacks, the sound of tearing metal and the cries of battle echoing through the corridors. Despite the chaos, the alliance between humans and orcs held strong. The shared threat had forged a bond of trust and mutual respect that transcended our differences. Captain Grishnak and Lieutenant Drog, both seasoned warriors, coordinated the defense efforts, repelling the entity's attacks with strategic precision. The breakthrough came when Amanda and Rax discovered that the ancient technology could create a field that weakened the entity's manifestations. It was a risky plan, as it required redirecting the Odyssey's remaining power to the alien device, leaving us vulnerable. But it was a chance we had to take. With the decision made, we prepared to activate the ancient weapon. The crew, united in purpose, worked tirelessly to set up the device. Every available hand was on deck, human and orc working side by side in a race against time. As the entity breached the ship's hull in several places, the situation became dire. Casualties mounted, and the very integrity of the Odyssey was at stake. But the determination of our crew never wavered. We were fighting not only for our survival, but also to honor the legacy of the ancient civilization that had fallen victim to this cosmic horror. With the weapon ready, we braced ourselves. The final confrontation with the entity was imminent. The Odyssey, once a vessel of exploration, had become a battleground for the survival of two races, united against a common foe in the depths of space. The atmosphere aboard the Odyssey was charged with a tense urgency as Amanda Blake and the Orc engineer Rax worked diligently to activate the ancient weapon. Their collaboration was a testament to the incredible alliance formed between humans and orcs, a unity forged in the face of a common enemy. As they labored over the alien technology, the Odyssey continued to endure the relentless attacks of the cosmic entity. Its manifestations grew more violent, tearing through the ship's compartments and causing extensive damage. The crew, resilient and determined, fought valiantly to fend off each assault, but it was clear that time was running out. Captain Grishnak and Lieutenant Drog coordinated the defense efforts, rallying the crew with inspiring leadership. The sounds of battle echoed through the ship, the clashing of metal, the roar of energy weapons, and the determined shouts of our united crew. In the midst of the chaos, the ancient weapon began to show signs of activation. The device, an intricate assembly of alien technology, hummed with a power that resonated through the ship. Amanda and Rax worked feverishly, calibrating the device to target the entity. Their hands moved with a precision born of desperation and hope. However, as the weapon neared readiness, the entity unleashed a fierce attack, breaching the ship's hull in several places. The damage was severe, leading to critical system failures and loss of life. The situation aboard the Odyssey was dire, but the crew's spirit remained unbroken. Every setback was met with renewed resolve to see our mission through. With the weapon finally operational, we prepared for what would be our final stand against the cosmic entity. The Odyssey, scarred and battered, stood ready to face the ancient horror that had haunted us since we answered the ghost signal. Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. As we braced ourselves for the confrontation, there was a sense of solemnity among the crew. We were about to engage in a battle that transcended our understanding, a fight against a force that had brought an entire civilization to its knees. Yet, in this moment, there was also a sense of unity and strength, humans and orcs, side by side, ready to defend our existence against the darkness that threatened to consume us. The stage was set for the final confrontation with the cosmic entity aboard the Odyssey. With the ancient weapon activated, its energy pulsating through the ship, we faced the entity with a mix of determination and apprehension. The crew, humans and orcs alike, stood ready, united by a singular goal to vanquish the malevolent force that had plagued us. Captain Grishnak and Lieutenant Drog led the defense, positioning the crew at strategic points throughout the ship. The entity, sensing the activation of the weapon, intensified its assault, manifesting with greater ferocity. The ship shuddered under its attacks, the sound of tearing metal and energy blasts filling the air. Amanda Blake and the Orc engineer Rax monitored the weapon systems, adjusting its output to target the entity. The device, a marvel of the ancient civilization's technology, was our only hope of defeating the cosmic horror. Its light bathed the ship's interior, casting eerie shadows on the walls. As the battle raged, Captain Marcus Reynolds made a crucial decision. To ensure the weapon fired at full capacity, he would manually override the ship's failing systems. It was a dangerous task, one that required him to venture into the heart of the ship, where the entity's presence was strongest. With a solemn nod to his crew, Captain Reynolds embarked on his perilous journey, moving through the damaged corridors with steadfast resolve. His actions epitomized the bravery and selflessness that had defined our journey since intercepting the ghost signal. The final moments were tense and chaotic. The entity, realizing the threat posed by the weapon, focused its wrath on the crew. But we stood our ground, fighting back with everything we had. The unity and courage displayed by the crew were a testament to the indomitable spirit of those facing the unknown. As Captain Reynolds reached the core and initiated the manual override, the weapon reached its full potential. A brilliant light engulfed the entity, its form writhing in agony. In a climactic burst of energy, the cosmic horror was obliterated, its presence extinguished from the Odyssey. The ship fell silent, the only sound being the labored breathing of the weary crew. We had triumphed, but at a great cost. Captain Reynolds, having sacrificed himself to ensure the weapon fired, had become a hero, a symbol of the resilience and bravery that had saved us all. In the aftermath of the battle, we mourned our losses but also celebrated our victory. The alliance between humans and orcs had held strong, proving that even in the face of the greatest adversities, unity could prevail. The Odyssey, once a vessel of exploration, had become a symbol of hope and survival, a testament to the enduring spirit of cooperation and courage. In the silence that followed the final battle, the crew of the Odyssey, both human and orc, gathered to honor the memory of those we had lost. Captain Marcus Reynolds, whose bravery had been the key to our victory, was remembered as a hero whose actions would echo through the ages. This sacrifice, along with the sacrifices of others, had saved us from a fate that once befell an ancient civilization. The Odyssey, though scarred and battered, stood as a testament to our resilience. The alliance between humans and orcs, formed under the most desperate circumstances, had grown into a bond of respect and mutual understanding. Captain Grishnak and Lieutenant Drog, once unlikely allies, now shared a deep camaraderie forged in the fires of battle. As we set course for home, the lessons of our journey resonated within each of us. The ghost signal, which had led us to the brink of annihilation, had also brought us together, teaching us the value of unity and the strength found in diversity. The ancient technology, a remnant of a long-lost civilization, was a reminder of the dangers that lurked in unexplored corners of the galaxy. Amanda Blake, whose expertise had been crucial throughout our ordeal, worked alongside Rex, the orc engineer, to document the knowledge gleaned from the ancient ship. Together, they pieced together the story of the civilization that had once thrived but ultimately succumbed to the cosmic entity. The decision was made to share this knowledge with the galaxy, to warn others of the threats that lay hidden among the stars. The alliance between our races would continue, a collaboration aimed at ensuring that the horrors we faced would never befall another. As I conclude this chapter of the story, I turn to you, the reader. Write in the comments below the video, what do you think about this story? Do you think the characters did the right thing? Click the like button and subscribe if you like our stories. The Odyssey's journey had started as a mission of exploration but had become so much more. It was a story of survival, bravery, and the enduring spirit of cooperation. In the face of darkness, we had found light in each other, a beacon that would guide us through the uncharted territories of space.